What is up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back. And I'm excited to be back, and I'll tell you why. Because the last few days, I've been uploading videos that were pre-recorded, which generally isn't my style. But, it's the Christmas holidays. I had to go visit some family. For those of you who may be curious a little bit about me, I am from Louisiana. I'm living in Texas. I got 2 kids, and we wanted to go see some family for a couple days. And let me tell you, that drive has taken a lot out of me. I was happy that I had pre-recorded some videos for you guys to continuously enjoy. I didn't want to leave a day, without putting up some kind of content. So I hope you appreciate that. And maybe if toward the end there I got a little low on energy, it's because I was recording so many videos, trying to get that done, as well as Christmas shopping and all that type of stuff. But I'm back. This video, if you're watching it, it's as close to live as I think we're going to get. And for those of you who've been leaving comments and subscribing, I want you to know that I appreciate that. And I'm sure in the comment section especially, I'll let you know that I was reading that. And I got a lot of name suggestions, and I'm pretty excited to share those with you right now. So let's go ahead and check. Who did we rename? Not Scaredy. We had, so Hungry Two-Timer. Subscriber wanted Isaac the Stoic, which I think is a pretty cool name. When I read the Stoic, this made me think of, if you've ever seen How to Train Your Dragon, the dad, Gerard Butler. His name is like Stoic the Vast or something like that. It always makes me laugh. But so Isaac the Stoic, this was Hungry Two-Timer, so named because he was a disloyal brother who's also gluttonous, which are really bad traits to have. But his stats ended up coming out okay for a really good spear bro. And Stoic is such a perfect title on a spear bro. So he ends up with really good HP. His resolve is pretty good, as well as his fatigue. So Stoic, I think, works for him. Who else did we get in here? So someone also requested the name Stinky Ramen, I think it was. So in my mind, when I first read it, I had like a bit of a senior moment. And I read it as like Raymond the Stinky. And I thought that was pretty funny, and I hope you don't mind, but I'm kind of modified the name a little bit, but I think that works perfectly for him because he's also greedy. What was his name? Bad Eyes. I think this was Bad Eyes Crown Pincher, the name, so because he's night blind and greedy. So I think the Stinky is kind of a good title for a guy who's like stealing all our cash and missing his shots at night. But he also has good stats, and as an archer bro, he'll probably be around for a long time. So got you on that one. And who else? I think we named one more. Oh yeah, okay. So over the holidays, one of my buddies, my real life buddies from way back in the day, let me know that he was enjoying the series a lot. And I had no idea he was watching it. Kind of made my day. And I let him know I would name a character after him if he wanted. And he has a lot of variations of a lot of nicknames. So I hope that he likes this name and he gets the reference. Something stupid we used to always say. We go to the gym sometimes. We'd say, if you ain't straining, you ain't training. So that's Steezy the trainer. And I think that's a good fit for him because he is a retired soldier. He has a lot of weird, really weird things going on with him between paranoid, superstitious, and fear of beasts. But he's a retired soldier. He's going to come out of this with good stats. They just have low fatigue and low hit points to start with. But otherwise, they're kind of a mid to upper tier background that you can have. So he may end up being a great secondary sergeant for us. So I thought that was cool. We also had another name. I haven't forgotten about you. I think your name was Veranavox or Veranavex. I have it written down, so don't worry. Verandox. I think that's what it is. And he requested that we have a javelin bro with unique skills, which I think is a great idea. And we're going to definitely do that for you. As soon as we pick up a bro that has potentially some unique things about him, we'll prioritize getting him some very different traits and see how we can work that in. Once you have your core 12, that's kind of the time to start experimenting. And for those of you who don't really remember where we left off, we ended up picking up a quest way out here. I mean, I can't even show you now, but to come over here and kill some orcs. So along the way, we took some fights, big and small, to kind of make sure we were getting gold and experience along the way. Because they're going to pay us a ton for this, but it really is super far out of the way for us. And right now we're fighting 10 Orc Young, which is not a particularly scary fight. They're basically like fighting 10 melee raiders. They're really not the best. It gave us even a bit of a high ground position. There's definitely something to be said. If these were scarier enemies, I would be, like if there were a lot of warriors mixed in amongst them, I would be falling back to this very high ground position and forcing them to kind of fight up these alleyways into my spear wall. I don't think that level of tactics is quite needed with Orc Young. As you can see, a lot of them aren't shielded, and we should be able to pick them apart, honestly. Decent armor on that one. But we're going to spear wall. They have very high initiative. They do like to go first. And we want to make sure our spear wall is up before they start charging into us. Here we will come up here and take the high ground. There's no point in letting them have that. So we're not going to. We'll move up Lance with a big hammer. The hammer is an orc killing weapon, guys. When we get into the later stages of the game and we are fighting against... Yeah, we'll move out here. Get our Lone Wolf procced. We're fighting against the super heavily armored warriors. The hammer smashes armor. Absolutely decimates it. I think it does 200% effectiveness versus armor. Oh, would have been nice to get a kill here. You can see a little bit of morale going off. If we're able to kill a few of them on the next turn, I wouldn't be surprised to see some serious morale penalties going off on them. Resolve, that is. It sucks to have a little bit of a high ground position here and here that they can take on us. Oh, buddy, you're about to have a bad day. They pulled out some javelins, so we should expect some of that. And they're going to go for the high ground, which is fine for me. It's going to take them like 2 more turns to go up and around this way. And then even then, they can't even hit Raymond. Because this is, I think this is 2 higher. Yeah, if they were here, they could hit us. But from here, they can't do anything. So, nice shot. Berserk's going to trigger, and now we can reload and do it again. Perfect. And if we could kill him before he ever gets to throw a javelin at us, that'll be great. Here we go, boom. What do we have? Some more unshielded guys. Ah, that sucks. This bush is keeping him alive for now. And they did get a stun off on Yaku and broke our spear wall, but that's okay. Alright, not bad, not bad. The main thing to remember about your archers is just to focus. Man, Burnfried is really holding back a lot of stuff here. Nice hit there from Erzil. Okay. Hondo's getting in the back line. Spear wall back up. And now we're going to step up here. Make sure they don't take that high ground. And we've got him pretty well surrounded. Nice charge. We're going to get a big hammer slam. Yeah, we broke his armor, took half his HP. That's pretty good. The orc charge is such a deadly thing. The ability to get a stun. Yeah, and up they go. Nice. Quality miss. And overwhelm going off on a lot of different people. Getting the stun off on Hondo is a bit unfortunate. He also doesn't currently have his Lone Wolf just because Lance, I think, is just a little too close. Yeah, so we'll kill him and take some of the pressure off of Lance. Man, you gotta love that. And we'd have been able to take a third shot if we hadn't stepped forward. So if he doesn't have Lone Wolf anyway, we'll just move up here and support him. And now he's routing. So Hondo's in no danger at all, which feels great. And we're not going to waste our shots on a guy who's already running from us. Nice, nice. Alright. Step in here, take one more shot, and down he goes. So there's still 3 on the battlefield. One is up here. Yes, and we tied him down. That was just some blind luck there. Oh, you didn't make it out. You didn't make it. Yeah, a little shot there on Lance. Lance has Battle Forged. Something we haven't talked a great deal about, that particular ability. But it is powerful. It goes off of a percentage of the amount of armor that you have. So the more armor you have, the more effective it is. But it essentially will reduce damage down to nearly zero at times. Which I don't have to tell you how strong that is. But an orc using a hatchet would generally deal a lot of damage, and that was next to nothing. Move there. Does not have a line of sight. Interesting. Still does not. This should be a clear line of sight, and we didn't get it. Wouldn't be surprised to see him rout. Dang. We'll just get some of our archers in kind of a secondary position. You gotta love this big goofy helmet we picked up. Fallen heroes are pretty good for like upper mid-tier stuff. Can't get up there, and I think that's all we can do. Now we just have one more enemy. Not close enough, not close enough. Yeah, we just had to get up here. He's going to get to take a shot on us, and he did some pretty big damage with that sword that he has. But he should be dead once Birdfried's able to take his turn. We'll take 2 20s. Yeah. The odds of that not killing him was pretty low. And we're just going to get a bunch of junk from this. It's honestly not a big deal. A few brothers are going to level, I noticed. And that's awesome. But the whole point of this was that there's like a 2,500 crown paycheck at the end. There we go. Burnford's initiative is just like awful. Alright, we got 1 level on Isaac. So congrats, Isaac, on your sweet level. We picked up some furs, some weapons and stuff we can only sell, but this is nice. 31 tools should cover a lot of our repairs. And that's a ton of strange meat. We're going to sell that at the earliest opportunity. I don't really believe in just dumping it, but we will certainly sell it whenever we get the chance. And I think this is a good opportunity for us to come down here and take on this crypt. Oh, it looks like there's also... These look like orcs. I can't tell. Okay, these are hunters. You know what? We'll follow them, because even if we don't catch them and kill them, yeah, they might lead us to something that we actually want to fight. This is cool. Yeah, so let's take this fight. Berserkers. Our team is set up to absolutely demolish Berserkers. Only 4 of them. Yeah. Berserkers are unarmored and generally very easy to kill with ranged weapons if you don't miss a whole bunch like we just did. All of these weapons are dangerous. Unfortunately, we started focusing the one that's on the high ground, but we should be able to take him out. Essentially, we had this turn and pretty much next turn. You know what, let's shield wall. They have very high initiative. We can kill him. No, that sucks. Okay. Move out here, get our lone wolf. Yeah, if we could kill one of them, I mean, I'd be super confident that we can do this without taking losses. Don't want to be overconfident against weapons like these. It's like, sure, you know, they're easy to kill, but they're berserkers. You know what I mean? It's in their nature to die, but then also to take you with them. Yeah, that's what we expected. It would have been nice if he didn't land the charge there, but he did. Nice, quality miss. Alright, 2 down. And big damage on him. Still big damage. And we can step up. Yeah, I think we step up and try. Nice, and we're routing him. That's excellent. So now we just need to come down here and help out Hondo. Yeah, this is a very small group of berserkers. At this like amount, they don't become super dangerous. It's only when they're mixed in and amongst other types of orc units that they become very dangerous. Ooh, that hurt. Okay, take a big swing. No. And now he's bleeding. Hondo's actually in a really bad spot right now. Okay, we'll kill him. Dang. Let's just get out of the way. Man, I don't think we may have a brother or two that can get into here. There we go. Give ourselves a bit of a line of sight. If we can rout him, then Hondo won't be in as much danger. And to rout him, we need to put damage on him. Or at least scare him, but I don't... It's kind of funny, I don't know how easy it is to scare a berserker at this kind of health. Dang. We can drop Battle Brother. Maybe get some more damage on him. Yeah. And just hope he doesn't murder. Okay, and he's running. Perfect. Oh, that was lucky. One more shot could probably kill Hondo. One more lucky shot anyway. Nice. Yeah, that's like I said, don't ever underestimate these fights. The Mansplitter is such a cool weapon. But I was hoping to take this fight, then go kill the hunters, and then maybe come over here and do something else. But anyway, before I forget, let's take Isaac's level. Should have done that last. Take 3 roll there, that's pretty great. Yeah, we're going to take a 4 roll in fatigue. That's always going to be useful. And 4 on range defense is not bad, but I think we're going to take this 3 resolve. He does have 3 stars in range defense, so next turn, next time he levels, which is the last level, he's going to be able to get these multi-point levels. After that, it starts going. You only get 1. You could put 1 in anything. So we want to really start. We want to use these levels to fill his weaknesses, and I think that's what we just did there, which is great. Yeah, and unfortunately, I think he's just going to be a perma spear bro, just based on his very low melee skill, which is unfortunate. But okay. At the moment, we're going to get Battle Forged for him. We'll hold off on till the last possible time. On our next level, we're going to get 2 points, so we could potentially go like Spear Mastery, Steel Brow, or Spear Mastery 9 lives, or Spear Mastery Underdog, something like that. If we know he's going to be a Spear Bro, the chances are he'll probably be on the outskirts of a formation, so something like Underdog could be great. We could go for other things, like Rotation. Maybe get a little more versatility up, but we'll have to see. The only thing I'm worried about is that Hondo took a ton of damage. In both HP and armor. So we may want to tuck him in for now. I think we can fight some young. I'm not scared of 6 orc young. Even with Hondo damaged, we can just pull Hondo back. They don't have the range to get in here and hurt us. So we've essentially turned this one fight into like 3 mini fights, which I think is cool. But if we're going to move Hondo out, we need to do it this turn. There we go. focusing them down. Would have been very good to get that kill there. High ground. No point whatsoever in letting them have that. Pass there. Come here, spear wall. And let's get out of there, Hondo. Little shield wall up. Just to give them a little extra defense. And I'm not sure where they're going, but they may try and jump here. We've given them a bit of a soft spot. It's also shield wall there as well. But yeah, we've given them a nice place to target there because we don't have the alternating spear wall. And only one of them does not have a shield, but he's currently in the cover of another one. Yeah, and the charge lands on Lance. Nice. Oh, but then he gets it. Okay. Dang. We missed. Hide behind the rock, Hondo. No shame. No shame at all. Perfect. We'll take that instead of moving up. Those are basically our only options. And now we come down and start getting aggressive. Keep that spear wall up. And we'll just shield wall there. We could always riposte as well. It's something we haven't made great use of in this playthrough, but I've had times where riposte is just excellent. If you have a brother with a sword and shield and very decent fatigue, let's double shield wall. You can send him out in and amongst lower tier units, and instead of trying to attack, in the same way that spear wall kind of gives me a lot of free value most of the time, you know, one spear wall might end up killing multiple zombies or, you know, whatever the case may be that we're fighting. Riposte does the exact same thing. Anyone who attacks them, they counterattack, and you can end up getting a lot of value off of that one skill. Dang, unfortunate. Alright. And I'm all about getting free value, so. But yeah, it's a nice little tactic. It kind of reminds me, honestly, of I did a replay on Total War Warhammer 2 that a subscriber played, where they played the race. It's called the Tomb Kings, right? For those of you who maybe haven't seen any of those playthroughs or those community casts. And one of the strategies is to send in a group of units and then try and blob up your enemy's troops around it, and then you cast a spell on it that like does a lot of AoE damage and wipes them out. And it's kind of similar to that. You throw in a very heavily armored, you know, very super tanky sword and shield bro who basically just never attacks. All he wants to do is get in there, shield wall himself, and give himself riposte and turtle up, and then he'll end up counterattacking everyone who tries to take him on. And if Arozel wasn't our sergeant, he would definitely be a prime candidate for that kind of play. But unfortunately, we do always pretty much want to have our sergeant with us. So here we have a kind of a neat little choice. We could go to some of these really generic looking ruin places, or we could come here and pretty much certainly fight zombies. Probably will be some Geist, a Necromancer, that sort of thing. Or we can roll the dice here. Either way, we need to go all the way back to Ottendorf. And I'm pretty unhappy that Hondo has been kind of riggedy-wrecked. Oh wait, we had a lot of levels. Why didn't I notice that? I was talking, that's why. But we have 2 good levels. That's awesome. So Greenphobe, who is definitely a prime candidate for another name, guys. If you're a subscriber and you got a name, as much as I love Greenphobe, the Ballless, I may keep the title. So if you just have a name that you want, go ahead and give it to me. You may remain the Ballless, though, if that's your thing. Good to get him up to at least 70. Man, the crossbow. This is why he's a crossbow bro and not an actual archer. His range skill just isn't quite good enough. And he definitely needs fatigue. What else do we take here? These are very good defensive rolls, and this would put his resolve up in an actual decent place. But I think here we're going to take some range defense. Because like I said, once he hits 12, 13, 14, I think it goes up to 20. We can just give him 1 point, round him off to 50, and I think that's fine for a low-level character like him. And here we have a few options. Fearsome, I like that a lot. Crossbows are very good at hitting flesh and bone instead of armor. They do ignore armor at a certain point, especially once you unlock the crossbow mastery. So getting Fearsome to trigger a morale check every time you can hit, the body essentially is going to be very good on a crossbowman. So we're happy to take that. And here, wow, this is Edgel. Edgel, is he our first level 11? He is. Wow, Edgel's been here since the beginning, and he doesn't have a particular, name. He's one of the first, I think he's the first brother we ever bought, or hired, I should say. And we were really unhappy with him in the beginning, but he worked out pretty okay. You'll see there, while the other brother is sitting at like 70, he's sitting at 83. Much better. And these other rolls are kind of garbage. We'll take a 4 there. I like getting him up to 75. That's just a bit more survivable. He doesn't have dodge. So now we have 2 perks. This is a very kind of an important opportunity for us to do something a bit different. I'm looking and I'm trying to see what his weaknesses are. If there are things we want to cover with that. His initiative is not very high. Unlike someone like Greenphobe. So he won't benefit as much from dodge. Quick Hands is definitely something we could take and not feel, not think twice about it. Giving him the ability to switch between his pike without losing action points is great. Also, Headhunter. Killing Frenzy is so good as well on archers. On an archer that also has Berserk, so go into a Killing Frenzy. A kill increases all damage by 25% for 2 turns. So, an archer potentially, very often in our build, in the first 2 turns, an archer gets to shoot about 5 times on average. As many as 6, as few as 4, but 5 times on average, I believe. So having an increase of 25% damage, this will probably proc on the second turn. The first turn you may get that kill, and then you have time to take advantage of that extra damage. If you're going to get Killing Frenzy, I think getting it on an archer, bro, is definitely kind of where you want to be. And this is important, guys. If I'm taking a second with this, don't mind. Because there's a lot of nuances here, and this is an opportunity for us to do something different, or to really solidify his build, and we may want to strike a bargain between the two. Quick Hands. We also wanted to get someone for bags and belts to carry extra stuff for us. I'm just not sure if that was Edgel. If Edgel is the person we want to do that with, because he is one of our better archers. We have someone like Greenphobe here who's kind of a mediocre archer. And next time he levels, we'll be able to get Executioner and then something else, It's a tough one. 9 Lives is also very good at archers. It allows them to survive the kind of archer skirmishing that often goes on. You know what? I think I'm going to grab Headhunter here. Oh, no. Think about it. God, this would make him so deadly. If we went Killing Frenzy, Headhunter. Dang, if Brawny worked together with this, that would be awesome. This is what we're going to need on our duelist sword master type character. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want. I think quick hands. Yeah, I think we go quick hands. And then potentially we're going to grab Killing Frenzy. We're going to keep him offensively focused. He's such a powerful brother in terms of doing range damage that I think that's the go-to. And we'll take that 83. Get him to 75. And man, really don't want to waste his last points in resolve. It may be good to get that 2 roll on fatigue. Call that great. But now we just need to decide where we want to fight. Honestly, I don't really want to fight in the swamp. We can come over here to the Forgotten Ruins. You know what? No, we'll bypass all this. No, we're going to skip this. I'm thinking about Hondo right now. If we get into a fight with a ton of raiders or something in these Forgotten Ruins, we could easily find ourselves in a position where we lose Hondo. And we definitely have brothers even at this juncture that are somewhat expendable. It's just not Hondo. Hondo is not an expendable brother at this point in the game for us. I was hoping we could come here and trade. But I think if we check our prices, we're going to see these are very bad prices. Yes, these are awful. And they don't really have anything we want. A little bit cheap ammunition. Dang. We have some stuff to sell. Another city has changed hands. Alright, so they actually took back Damwald. That's very good. As I mentioned before, these are the houses. These two are the houses that we want to join, and I think we want to beat up this house here. Oh, they took Tarsdorf as well. Did they always have Tarsdorf? I think they lost Tarsdorf and took it back. Interesting. Either way. Okay, we're right by some ruins or something. Let's check out the health of Hondo, as well as his armor status. So, I mean, it's like 20 more health than he had before, and about 50 or so more armor. Every little fight like this that we take along the route makes this much more worth it. So I think we're going to take the fight. It's going to be in the swamp. It's going to suck. Wish me luck, guys, because this is a little iffy. Okay, only 7 raiders, or 7 guys. I think, yeah, they're all raiders, I do believe. And we can get Hondo out of here. He is in the swamp. Not all of our characters are in the swamp, though. And we'll check out the debuff that entails in just a moment. We're going to take a shot, 2 shots on the open one. Yeah, there's always a chance he was going to move up like that and give us an even better shot. But there was also a chance that a spear bro was going to jump in front of him and protect him. These hammers are pretty scary weapons. But if we have a spear wall up and active, we should be fine. So swamp here. Check that out. Pretty awful effects. But what we can do is we can jump up here to the grass and spear wall. Now anyone who tries to engage on him, unless they're here, they'll have to be in the swamp to do that. And their stats are going to be significantly lower. So of course we are now focusing the raiders with the hammers. Would be nice to focus him. He has very weak armor, no helmet as well, which is kind of ridiculous. Just move him up into the swamp. Let's see what they do. Alright, we get a chance to take out one more guy before the battle starts. Perhaps do a little bit more damage. Take a 57. At least we put some overwhelm on him. That's good. And the AI is trying to figure out how to get around my spear wall now. So many raiders hiding in the bushes there. Man, I was really hoping to take that shot on him. Perfect. Good piercing damage. We'll take some 41s. No big deal. Pass and see how they move. Nice. 41. Big hits. Perfect. And we can go ahead and spear wall. And if we're going to keep Hondo on the high ground, we may as well bring him back enough so that he gets his lone wolf. If they want to go for him, they'll find that he's not easy to take out. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they started attempting to flee here. Move up Lance. Kind of messes with our spear wall a little bit, but it's okay. Lance is very heavily armored. And it's all about, it doesn't look like we're in the quote-unquote like high ground position, but just not standing in the swamp and forcing our enemies to potentially have to stand in the swamp is a pretty big terrain advantage for us. We're Sun Tzuing these guys. Perfect. Gotta love Berserk, guys. Honestly, don't know how you play this game without it in the late game. Just allows you to take so many more actions. Okay. They're playing like Dance Around the Tree. I don't really understand what the AI is up to here, but we'll close the distance on this guy mainly because he has his throwing weapons out, so I don't even think he'll be able to hit us at the beginning of his next turn. Wow, and he's routing. Okay, there's a tree there. That is a tree. That's fine, Hondo, just chill out. Okay. Wow, what a shot. Would have been nice to get him as well, because I have a very good feeling he will rout. And of course he does. Let's see how far we can move and then drop Battle Brother. And Battle Brother should be able to tie him down. Man, those early game dogs really saved us from a lot of heartache. It's easy to forget how effective they were at keeping many of our brothers alive in the earlier parts of our playthrough, because we haven't really had to use them in a while. But there will be battles, no doubt soon, where we're going to be dropping all of our dogs into combat ASAP. Just to kind of try and ensure that a brother survives. I will be very sad the day that Battle Brother dies. We're going to run him down. That weapon's worth a little bit. The experience may put somebody over the edge for leveling, you never know. Although I do understand if you want to skip forward a little bit to the point where I eventually just kill this guy. He is running, you know, he was running technically, but his morale's not broken. So he's still going to be able to take a swing there. And he's got a pretty nice little position. He's standing in the swamp, which is not good for him. But we also have to stand in the swamp, and then he also has a tree to one of his flanks, so we can't get a great surround on him yet. But next turn, we'll be able to just shoot him. There we go. Battle Brother's going to take a chunk out of him. Feels good. Yeah, that's what we were scared of. Yep. I was just thinking, man, chasing this one guy down will not have been worth it if he manages to somehow kill Battle Brother. I would be so sad. Come on. This is why I hate the swamp. It's just like fighting in the snow. Perfect. Yeah, and Battle Brother will heal up instantly, as the dogs often do. And we picked up a mail patch. Interesting, and 2 stacks of arrows, as well as a ton of food. Good crowns. Nice stuff to sell. That's a good haul. That's a very good haul. And we didn't really lose anything. We just took some damage on Battle Brothers. We're going to give this mail patch. So in the comments, someone suggested, and I do mention this, I think in my last video actually, someone suggested taking our best armor, this Sellsword's armor, and giving it the heraldic shoulder plates. And that's not a bad idea. I don't want to say that's a bad idea at all. I'm just going to reiterate what I said in the last video, which is this is a very good armor, but it's not like the latest tier armor in the game. It's up there. It's definitely up there. It's the best armor we have. I feel like when we get our 300 plus armor, we're going to drop this on it instantly. Whatever it is, whatever you know it looks like, whatever it is, we're going to put this on it. However, that's not to say that we're not going to give this some sort of reinforcement. And I think this may be the perfect opportunity, the mail patch. So that'll make it a 280, which is a great piece of armor. Or, you know, my original plan was to try and find some more dire wolves to get a few more pelts. I think I only need one more pelt, 1 or 2 more pelts, and then we'll be able to make another one of those augmentations that allows Hondo or whoever's wearing this armor to cause fear checks, basically. And when you take into account something like fearsome and that, it's a really powerful double whammy effect. But since we haven't been able to find any dire wolves, I think I'm just going to give this the mail patch, and we'll see how that looks. And that looks very cool. Goes great with his helmet. It kind of just blends right in. So, to the commenter out there, there you go. You get your augmentation. And we're going to hold our best. I think this is the best one that you can get, like, of this type in the game. I know there are some kind of unique ones you can craft. We're not there yet. But that's kind of why we're hoarding some of these materials. I think the bone, like the giants that we took off of the Unhold, the giant bones, those are going to be made into something. I think there's one that allows you to absorb physical damage, like a certain percentage. There's a lot of very unique ones, and we're going to need some of these rare ingredients to make that work. Unfortunately, we're coming here at nighttime, which kind of sucks. I was hoping to see if we were going to get some good prices. We'll just stroll in nice and slow. And I think we're going to camp for a moment. No big deal. Not really missing out on much. Dawn. They have Unhold around here. See if we can do this slowly so it's not like killing you guys. Yeah, we need 2 more direwolf pelts. See what the prices are like here. They may have, let's see. They may have a quest for us to take on some Unhold, which would be pretty cool. But we'll need to turn in our other stuff first before we check that out. Do we sell here? The prices are very mediocre. I think we sell all of these shields just to make room. They may not be entirely necessary. And I think we sell off all of the strange meat as well before we get some kind of like crazy event or one of the brothers gets sick or something like that. Not worth the risk. And I think we're decent on food already. We can just roll out of here. I want to know what you are. I want to know what these are. Let's get on out of here. Let's go to Brunelund, which is a bigger city. They have an armorer there, which we can check out. Because Ottendorf, the place where we're going, really doesn't have much. And they have 3 quests for us. They also have a burned down warehouse, which really sucks. I think that sucks for prices as well. No, the prices here to sell are great. So this is why we held on. And I think now we can come here and make a bit of a killing. Hunter here. So another thing I went ahead and did, guys, I read up on the backgrounds. Okay, there was a time when I knew the backgrounds and I knew them very well. It's been a long time, but they're easily kind of ranked by tiers. So for instance, someone like a vagabond is the lowest tier, right? They have no bonuses whatsoever to their stats when you pick them up. The odds of them getting stars in certain locations is just kind of up in the air. But a sellsword is like the highest tier. There's kind of variations on the same type of potential brother. And the sellsword of its particular type, an aggressive melee focused character, it's the best of that type. One step below it would be like a raider, right? And that's my understanding of it. I could be wrong, guys, but I think that's correct. The sellsword being the best. So in one of our previous episodes, I can go ahead, let's pause it. When we were out here at Schlamberg, there were 3 adventurous nobles we could pick up. And adventurous nobles are the best kind of in-slot brother for leadership, if I remember correctly from what I read. But they essentially have very high resolve. Some other stats, mediocre, but they have like exceptional resolve. So they make very good sergeants, banner bearers, things like that. And they also just have very good stats, but that's also why they're very expensive. Perhaps the best character in the game, which is the one we're saving one of our more unique builds for, as well as this weapon here, this fencing sword, is the Swordmaster. And if we see one of those, we're going to do our best to pick it up pretty much no matter what. Be damned. We'll find a place, we'll find a way to quickly make the money and to pick them up. A sellsword at this juncture would be great. No doubt this dude has great stats. Yeah, and he also comes pre-leveled, which is nice. But we're going to have to see, once we sell off a few things, how much gold we have. So we start at about 2,600, something like that. And we're going to sell off some stuff. Throwing axes. Yeah, we'll get rid of those for now. Whenever we want them, we'll be able to get them. I have no fear of that. Love the Mansplitter. It's such a cool weapon. If you ever get a bro that has maybe like 3 stars in fatigue, and you want to plan it out so that, you can... How would you do that? I think what you would want to start by doing is giving him traits that increase his fatigue, like Brawny. You definitely would want to give him like Axe Mastery to lower the fatigue from using the weapon. And you would also want to give a perk like Recover so that he can regain his fatigue after using it. I don't know if taking all that stuff makes it worth it though. You know what I mean? That's a lot of perks diverted to try and make kind of a goofy build work. But I could see it being deadly. Is there anything else we could get rid of here? That's pretty good. We don't have to hold on to that, I don't feel. That should be fine. We'll buy some more grain. Okay. Sucks that their warehouse has burned down. And we'll always come in here and check. Okay. And we'll buy our brothers some alcohol. Their spirits are pretty high because we've been winning some battles, which is nice. But now we're going to head over into Ottendorf. I kind of want to come back all the way over here and see if we can fight some Unhold. They have, in some of my research, it seems like they have some of the more desirable crafting materials. They're also a very dangerous enemy. We've only faced them one time. So also some research I did was kind of into these legendary locations, which is how a lot of people refer to them. We've already found quite a few of them, especially the ones that you can find in the early game. I think we found them now. Pause it again for a second. So we found the watermill. That begins the quest. We found the ancient statue here, which was a pretty cool event. I don't know if there's anything else that triggers this, or if we come back at a certain point in the game and something else happens. It's hard to know, and I don't want to dig too much into it because I don't want to spoil the surprise. But it's one of those things I may have to, otherwise I may not be able you know, to catch it on camera for you guys. I want to make sure you see it, even if it means I have to spoil it a bit for myself. From what I have read, the Witch's Hut is also a bit of a legendary location and a very dangerous one at that. The Hexen are such difficult opponents to fight when your build is so focused heavily on damage. The Shipwreck, which gave us the Golden Goose, which was really cool. I love this. And was that it? Is that all we found? That's quite a few, but apparently there are some that are, there's one that's centered around the Unhold, which I'm not going to spoil, but that seems super awesome and highly dangerous. And if we could find something like that, I would love to. Brigands. I want to fight some big stuff, guys, and I really want to get into this war. Alright, more greenskins. Around Grafenhaven. So let's see where we are. I really don't want to have to go all the way back across the whole world to defend Grafenhaven. Why we have to go and defend Grafenhaven with a quest from Adendorf is beyond me. But let's go ahead and check out our relations right now. We are open with House Grimond, which is good, but we really want to get to friendly, which I think is the next tier. What I'm really looking for is a contract that lets us go and beat up House Steinwall. So I think we're going to head back to Brunelland, see what their quests were. If they suck as well, we'll move out. We're sitting on 8 grand, so we can certainly afford to pick and choose our engagements now. Oh, and they cycled over. Okay, what do you got? Some kind of delivery. Saxdorf. Pardon me if it takes me a second to remember where some of the cities are, just because I haven't gotten to play in a few days. Saxdorf is way down here. That honestly wouldn't be terrible because it allows us essentially just to go to a new place. But I save the delivery missions generally for times when I'm very beat up and I need a day to recover anyway. So it's a way to still make money and gain reputation while you're doing it. To Steinwall. Sure. Stenwall. Yeah. It's basically free money to go down to Stenwall, but Stenwall sucks. we don't really want to go to Stenwall. Let's go back to Friedewald. They had Unhold raiding them. Maybe we could pick up a quest to fight the Unhold, which is really what I would like to do as the last thing that we get done today. We're closing in on that hour mark, but we definitely have time for another battle. Oh, and it's gone. The big contract is gone, which was what I was assuming. Sharp Blades ambush west of Friedewald. We'll accept this contract. It's something to do, guys. We don't want to wander around aimlessly forever, for sure, but where is it? It's way back over here. God dang it, I thought it was going to be up here. But you know what we can do is it's morning time. We can get up in these mountains for a second and see if we can spot some Unhold from this position. No. You can get lucky sometimes and see some in a very wide, or see an enemy rather, I shouldn't say some as an Unhold. But you can definitely see some enemies in a wide arc around you. So this is supposedly going to be raiders. And they're having some sort of festival or something right now? Does that mean the prices are great? No. What is this? Local holiday. Food and drink. Is the food and drink cheap? Yeah, it is. Okay. We'll pick up some venison, which lasts a long time. It looks like we already had some. I hope that doesn't stack poorly. But that should be fine. Alright, we should arrive here pretty much perfectly at daytime and ready to fight. I swear to God, if we get jumped by some flippin' spiders, I'm going to be mad. I don't mind fighting the spiders, it's just fighting them in the forest. God, it sucks. Alright, come on Raiders. It looks like they sent out kind of a party before we got here, so the garrison is super weak. I don't think they, you know, quote-unquote saw us coming, but I do think that is a mechanic that's now in the game where the garrisons can kind of flee before we get there. Oh, we forgot to move Hondo out. That's okay. Hondo should be like way out here, but that is alright. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Most dangerous weapon is certainly this this hook here. Wow, check out that damage. Now we're just going to step in on this dude. We should be able to take him out. Okay. A little resilient. Can respect that. We're going to move way out here, get our lone wolf procced. Perfect. Feels good. Feels really good, guys. Move down here to cover. We can rotate a bit. Could also drop a dog on him. But I think this is fine. We made a nice little like niche that they have to go into. Yeah, they either have to try and take this high ground and take no action because of the amount of movement necessary to do that, in which case Lance is just going to take a shot, and it'll probably be a good one. That's beautiful. Wouldn't be surprised if we're able to kill this raider from range, but if not, that's okay. Perfect. Ooh. I always kind of like brace myself for that awful crunching sound of Lance smashing someone with a hammer. I can hardly imagine a more brutal way to go. We'll come up here. Defend our back line. We'll give Hondo a chance to swing with his lone wolf trait active. If we move up too close, he'll lose it, so move here. Spear wall it up, although I don't believe they're going to be trying to come back this way. Also would be worth testing to see whether or not the dogs force Hondo to lose Lone Wolf. I think it does, but I could certainly be wrong. Wow, double miss into that guy's face. I feel for him. Ooh. And there we go. That was a ridiculously easy fight. So, congrats to us, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we're going to make some gold off of it, which is kind of all that matters. I don't think I saw any kind of levels or anything like that, no. Okay, so some more somewhat boring enemies today, unfortunately. And it would kind of be cool to catch up to the ones that ran and see if there was a leader amongst them. Yeah, so if you add those guys to these, you know, some marksmen plus some more raiders, we could have had a decent fight on our hands. But since they're kind of already running in the direction of Friedwald, we'll just take them out. There we go. Prioritizing the marksmen, of course, they are dangerous. And we may find out why in a moment. There's 2 hunting bows on their side of the field as well. So worth noticing. Those are like tier 2 bows. But if you're going to step out like this, you're going to get wrecked. They also have a pike. 33% chance shots. Yeah, would have been nice to hit those. Could always have taken one aim shot, but check that out. A double miss into the same guy for the kill. You are a murdering machine, Egil. You weren't in the beginning, but you have certainly become one. And he should have Killing Frenzy active, and he does. And of course I forgot to move Hondo again. Yeah, sorry about that, guys, if that's a little cringeworthy. But, talking and all that, you know, distracting. And if this was like a key fight or something, I guarantee you I would have double-checked all my stuff before going into it. But fighting a couple raiders at this juncture, I'm not very worried. And this is the point in the game where we can start doing ridiculous stuff with Hondo, or we should be able to at least. Fortunately, Lance is a little too far out, so he's kind of messing up. Can you hit us? No. Okay. Lance is messing up. Our lone wolf. We'll move back here, and that should give him enough space? No? Huh. I think he's good. I don't know why it's not triggered. Maybe just because his turn is over? I don't know. I think he only needs three spaces. So he should be good. Either way, doesn't matter. We're good to go. And we'll help out. We'll soften up Hondo's target for him. Aim shot. Ooh. And a javelin comes out from the raider. Wow. We also have this great shot. He gets into the spear wall, not surprising. Ooh, now comes another one. So Hondo's got his work cut out for him. That's fine. Ooh. 61? Yeah, alright. And Erzo is one of those characters I'm not scared of putting him in the low ground. He's such a powerful defensive brother that he's just going to be solid no matter what we do. And Yaku's getting brave. Big hit from Lance there. And we're actually going to come over here and take this high ground from them. And now it's just completely up to them. We were going to have to waste our fatigue and our action points either way just to get into fighting range. But putting ourselves right in the middle of two enemies and using our fatigue and our action points to make that happen is a bad idea. So what we do instead is look for an opportunity to give ourselves an advantage at the beginning of the next series of turns. Now if they want to take this fight, they have to use their action points, their fatigue, and their turns to position themselves like that. Like this. So Hondo's perfectly fine. This dude is in trouble though. There he goes. Peace out, homie. Ugh. The tree hides his shame. We'll leave the tree up. We'll leave it up. Rest in pieces. And Hondo's going to lose his lone wolf here, but it's not a big deal. It's more about, yeah, when it's the last guy, you just want to get his morale broken. Resolve, rather. And set him to running. And he doesn't appear to have any loot we need, but definitely good to get the experience. Good to get the crowns off of his gear. Ooh, almost moved. What? Run him down. I keep remembering the that scene in Braveheart where the English king tells one of his generals or his nobles or whatever that arrows cost money and the dead cost nothing. So he sends in the reserves. He's like, won't we hit our own men? And whenever I'm shooting arrows at a guy that I know is already dead, I'm always thinking that. Like if I moved Ramen up, or Raymond up here and took a shot at this raider, it's like, man, that was some gold. I think I learned the wrong things from Braveheart. I took all the wrong lessons. Alright. We get the fat loot. Nothing spectacular, but just more general good stuff. Food we don't have to buy, tools we don't have to buy. Seems good. And maybe, it's been a day or so, we could pop into Brunelin, check out the armory. They may not have the burned down warehouse any longer. So yeah, so we may be able to actually get something. Nope. They don't have the burned down warehouse, but they still don't have inventory. They need to get a trader in first, I believe is how that works. So if the prices here are still good, and I think they are. Did we sell off? No. The prices here are great. So we're going to sell off some stuff here, head in, turn in our quest, and maybe just come right back here to try and pick up another type of quest or something. Okay. That's everything. Oh, and the amber. Amber's good to sell. So we're back up to 9,000. We can do a lot with 9,000 crowns, guys. We can go perhaps over to Schlamberg and pick up another brother. We could grab like a sellsword that we saw here at Brunelin, if he's still there. There's lots of stuff that we can do with 9k. We're going to get 1,000. We're going to be up to 10. Okay, and we should figure out where we want to go. I think we should do that before we end today's episode. All I wanted to do today, guys, was get into the Noble War, or the House War. And I think, like, that's what we're going to do, like, tomorrow or bust. That's all I want to do. You know, getting down here and fighting some of these unique fights would be good. I want to show you guys some of the unique enemies that are down here that I know are down here for a fact. But like the House War is like what's going on right now. We want to get in on that before it's kind of over without us. There's lots of good loot, lots of good experience to be gained from that. You know what? I think we just head right back over to Brunelin. The daytime will hit. Hopefully they'll have gotten some stuff. Maybe not. If they don't, then I guess we'll understand a little bit better how the processes of getting this type of stuff works. But they also have a new contract for us. Alright, another delivery thing. Maybe he'll kind of answer our question for us and tell us where we're going to go. You know, it's not a lot of crowns. Senftenberg, let's say we need some time to think about this. I think I know where Senftenberg is. That's here. So that's kind of in a general direction of where we may want to go anyway. And then we can come down here and take these fights. Guys, I really want to get into the Noble War. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out perhaps off camera before I start tomorrow's episode, so you guys aren't just kind of hanging out listening to me monologue to myself. I know that can be a little bit boring. So anyway, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. I hope you have enjoyed this video and the others before it. I hope you continue to watch. If you have subscribed in recent days, I thank you. Today is Christmas Eve for me, so at the time that I'm recording this. My goal, my short-term goal, and I'm going to share it with you as kind of a private goal for me, was to get to 50 subscribers before Christmas. And I'm like this close, guys. I think at the time of recording this, I'm at 47. So I was hoping to get, you know, that last little bit and make it to 50. That's kind of my short-term YouTubing goal. So if you're out there and you're watching these videos and you have the ability to subscribe, I would appreciate it if you do. Like the video if you did enjoy it. And leave a comment if you would like to claim one of our few remaining brothers, and potentially a future one, like Varandox, I think was the name. I may be butchering it like 10 different ways, but I do have it written down. I got you, buddy. You're going to be one of our next cool characters, guaranteed. So if you want to guarantee your spot on our squad, go ahead and leave a comment with a name suggestion down below. Thank you so much for watching. Happy holidays to all of you out there, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.